Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Deuteronomy Chapter 1. Let's get started now. I want you to provide an factual, concise, meaning, detailed, complete overview teaching application of Deuteronomy 1 from the Bible. Deuteronomy 1 is a chapter in the Old Testament of the Bible that contains important teachings and applications for Christians to apply to their daily lives. The chapter is a part of the book of Deuteronomy, which is primarily focused on Moses giving his final speeches to the Israelites before they entered the Promised Land. At the beginning of Deuteronomy 1, Moses recounts the journey that the Israelites took from Mount Sinai to the Promised Land. He reminds them of how God had commanded them to go and take possession of the land, and how they had sent out spies to explore the land before entering it. However, the Israelites had become afraid and had refused to enter the land, which had angered God. Moses then goes on to remind the Israelites of how God had appointed leaders and judges to help them govern themselves, and how they had to make sure that they judged fairly and without prejudice. He also reminds them of how God had blessed them with many children, and how they should be careful to teach their children about God's laws and commandments. One of the key teachings in Deuteronomy 1 is the importance of obedience to God's commands. Moses tells the Israelites that they must obey God's commands and that doing so will bring them blessings and prosperity. He also warns them that disobedience will bring curses and punishment. Another important teaching in Deuteronomy 1 is the importance of trusting in God. Moses tells the Israelites that they must trust in God's promises and follow His guidance, even when things are difficult or uncertain. He reminds them of how God had protected them and provided for them during their journey through the wilderness, and how He would continue to do so as they entered the Promised Land. In terms of day-to-day applications, the teachings in Deuteronomy 1 are still relevant for Christians today. Christians must obey God's commands and trust in His guidance, even when it is difficult or goes against what the world may tell them. They must also be fair and just in their dealings with others, and be diligent in teaching their children about God's laws and commandments. Furthermore, Christians must be aware of the consequences of disobedience to God's commands. Disobedience can lead to negative consequences both in this life and in the afterlife, and Christians must strive to avoid it at all costs. They must also remember to give thanks and praise to God for His blessings and provision, just as the Israelites did in Deuteronomy 1. In conclusion, Deuteronomy 1 contains important teachings and applications for Christians to apply to their daily lives. The chapter emphasizes the importance of obedience to God's commands, trust in God's guidance, and fair and just treatment of others. Christians must strive to follow these teachings in order to live a life that is pleasing to God and brings blessings and prosperity. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible verse below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.